Hello, everyone, and welcome back in to another day of CCT. We're still in the West Europe group stage. My name is Brandon, aka B Dog, and joining me today for the first two best of threes, it's the wonderful Hayes. Matt, man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I mean, starting off the day with some Counter-Strike really doesn't get better than that, right? Wake up and get going on the Sunday, cup of coffee, got my oats going here as well, Brandon, and keen to jump into some CS. What about yourself? You feeling
Yeah,
better?
yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we've got over the worst of the sickness, and now hopefully we can
Okay.
just ride it out now. I guess before we take a look at our matchups for today and the bracket, we can take a look at the Champions Pathway. We can kind of show you where we're at and what's happening. Because look, we're in the West Europe group stage for Online Series 2. How this all works, guys, is there's 4 online series. The better you do in each of them, not only puts you in the shot of winning more prize money, but also allocates you regional rankings points. At the end of the 4th online series, we'll add up all of the ranking points associated to each team. And the ones that have performed the best get invited to the Studio LAN final. If you do well in the Studio LAN final, you've then got an opportunity to be invited to the Global final. And then with the Global final, it's every single team that has performed well within every single region. And then we'll really find out who is the champion of champions. And as you can see, for Online Series 2, we're currently in the group stage. It will conclude on March 17th, playoffs March 20th to March 23rd. And we can take a look also at the bracket as well to kind of see how this is all shaping up, because we've had already one round of the Swiss stage, and we've now got our matches high, which we'll be taking you through today.
Yeah.
And actually, that's in order of what's going on.
Yeah, this is we're going to be having some interesting games today, as you say, in order of the matches today. Ago versus Eyeballers up first. That's the game we're going to be taking you guys through. Afterwards, Harvard versus Team Spirit Academy, who have just been turning heads recently. They're in pursuit of defending their title. Actually, they won Series 1 of the West Europe CCT. And so they actually came through the play-in even, B-Dog. So they're making a remarkable run here to try and defend their title, going up against Havu. Obviously, we're in the 1-0 bracket. Afterwards, Vaperia versus Into the Breach. A bit of a rivalry there, no doubt. Looking forward to seeing that game. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to cast it, but certainly will be an enticing affair. Endpoint and Nexus to finish it off. And another British team. So we've got the Derby, and then we've got Endpoint versus Nexus. All out action, 1-0 bracket. Teams get themselves through to the 2-0. That's everything to play for.
Yeah, I'm literally not going to be leaving my chair because I'm gonna have to watch all the UK boys. But you're right. Let's dive in. Let's take a look at AGO versus Eyeballers. I think we can start off by taking a look at the AGO roster. Nice producer, same wavelength as me. Because this is Los Cagutos, right? It's Darcheville, Mari, Tomiko, Enzo, Azran. Azran added most recently. That's because Krasnal left and went towards Monte. But for these guys, firstly, can I just say, really happy they got picked up by an organization, and
Yes.
it kind of makes sense for AGO to kind of dip their toes back into the Counter-Strike scene and pick up these guys, because the entire culture and the recruitment strategy for AGO is local Polish rosters. So this one fits the bill perfectly. They've gone from a chicken to an eagle, so that's pretty cool.
That's an
They've
upgrade
kind
in
of
itself for sure. Yeah.
evolved, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like for me, what's interesting about this roster the most is that they don't really have a true AWPer. Normally, it's 5
Yes.
rifles. If the sniper does get pulled out, it'll be Enzo normally that
Yeah.
will wield it. And yeah, I'll be honest, I just really like this team.
I think my one sort of concern, as you just mentioned and touched on there, is the lack of a star AWPer. It can they can bring it into the game when they need to. As you say, Enzo gets a pretty decent job done. I
Yeah.
think Astron's been a little bit hit and miss lately, a bit hot and cold. Everybody else is quite reliable. Tomiko's been in some good form as well. So I'm just a little bit skeptical when it comes to the firepower department of this AGO roster, and I think that's what I'm just a little bit out on at the moment. And they're going to have to convince me now with this new team and with Astron. Don't get me wrong, I've seen him look good and I've seen him have some high ceilings, but it's just about that element of consistency. Either way, let's switch across to their opponents in this matchup. It is Eyeballers. Now, this is a team I'm a big fan of, actually, B-Dog. I've cast a lot of their matches over the past 3 months, and they were in some phenomenal form going into the RMR qualifiers. They got through to that closed qualifier, and then they fell short, unfortunately. And that was really really tough on them. I think they went down 1-3 in the Swiss stage after losing to Illumina, Anonymo, and iNation. All teams they would have backed themselves to beat in various other CCT events or whatever the event might be that they come across those teams. And they've kind of taken a bit of a dip in form since then. And you can really understand it. They were great form, like I said, going into that the closed qualifier, and they were working really hard at that point, and they were putting up great results. And then they fell short to qualify, and now you could imagine that the motivations actually just dropped off a little bit, that they can't qualify for the major anymore. The likes of JW and Flusher would have loved that opportunity, but now they're looking to try and get their campaign back on track.
Yeah, for sure. And it is the likes of JW and Pepsor that are really starting to show themselves, and they've really started to be the forefront for this Eyeballers side. We've got the veto we can pull up as well. We can take a look at that. And okay, interesting. The reason why I say that is because I thought Eyeballers were going to pick and punish AGO's Anubis, because Eyeballers look pretty good on Anubis. AGO have only won it once out of the 7 attempts, so I thought that was maybe a consideration for them. Instead, they've gone for Ancient, which, again, that is kind of a punish pick, but the win rate for Eyeballers has not been incredible over the last 3 months. I feel like the Mirage pick for AGO is always expected. They do like pulling that one out of the bag if they can each and every time. And Overpass, it's a pretty decent decider. I feel like what's interesting about this veto is whichever way you take it, Eyeballers have got the better kind of win percentages, and it is the more favorite to win the maps. So I always thought it was going to be a difficult veto for AGO, but I feel like they've escaped the Anubis punish.
That's true. I guess they were always going to lose out in the veto one way or another, as you sort of infer there, just because Eyeballers had that advantage coming into it, just in terms of a deeper map pool as well, right? Yeah. Makes a big difference coming into this. Yeah, I think that if there's a team who's going to win 2-0 here, it's probably going to be Eyeballers. Mirage is a map that they really like, actually, man. They pick the map regularly, or at least they have in the past 3 months, right? It's been a feature in their map pool. So to have it picked into them, they'll take that every single day of the week, and they've gone with Agents as their response. Yeah, they had their options. They'll be comfortable across the board, though, will Eyeballers.
Yeah, they will be.
Sorry. Go for it.
I was just going to say that they've played 90 maps on HLTV in the past 3 months, so they're very experienced.
Yeah, they are playing a huge amount of Counter-Strike at the moment, and that's why I say I think it's probably been a massive knock on them that they weren't able to reach the RMR. I know for a fact that was their huge goal. They definitely would have backed themselves to have done it, and it's just also the way that they fell short. They didn't really do themselves justice. So I just think that they've probably had to just take a bit of a period to take a step back and then reassess and now focus on the season at hand, right? Because there's still a lot of things to get excited about. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike going on, a lot of events. Just looking at their events that they have lined up at the moment. Yeah, no lands as of yet, but they're part of the ESL Challenger League Season 44. So obviously that's something that we'll be seeing them with frequent competition and the CCT events that they take part in as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like where there's such a high volume of CCT events, for me, the next natural step for Eyeballers is to make it into playoffs and go for a deep run in one of these events, because I feel like that will then potentially instill a little bit of confidence in them. But that's looking in the future. Let's look back to now, because this game is live. AGO taking on Eyeballers. First map will be Mirage, and so you can expect that Eyeballers will be started on that CT side. Hopefully we can get into the game right about now.
On cue, baby.
We'll take it.
Okay, Mirage is live. I'm still suffering with some really bad lag issues on my clean feed, VDog, so I'm going to try and get myself a new link. I think in the meantime, it's probably better off if you take the pistol.
I can do that. And well, I mean, AGO are wasting no time. Smokes out instantly towards A. They're going to try and overflow out towards Palace. Pepsor tasked with a lot of responsibility, but the shots aren't quite connected. In fact, it's Tomiko's Glock going the other way. And look at AGO taking so much ground in towards CT, but you've got to be careful of Shine. Tucked in the entire time, waiting for his teammates. Flusher on a massive flank in towards Palace, but this head-on collision could really dictate the round. Azran with the swing. JW catching a little bit of a shoulder, and now this is where it starts to get a little bit dangerous, because all the kills are falling in favor for the Eyeballers. 4 versus 3. That timer is starting to tick on down. Shine needs to get on the bomb. He's the only player. JW's got his knife out.
Oh my
and
god.
actually, he's knifing his teammate, but somehow...
No time.
They get it? Has he got it?
No.
No! Oh dear.
That's insane. What a remarkable pistol round coming through there. Chaotic scenes. Absolutely chaotic scenes on that A bomb site there. Swiping away in the smoke. Knife kill coming through there. Did the knife kill actually? Did he get the
No, he
knife
didn't
kill?
get
I don't
it.
think
He
he
didn't get
did.
it.
Just damage. Stab after stab. Unfortunately, the kill gets completed by the gun. Robbed of his money and of the round.
The worst bit is that it was Shine that got the kill. If Shine had just started to stick the bomb, I think JW gets the knife kill and they have just enough time to defuse.
And if you're Shine, you need to make that read in the situation because there's literally no other way for your team to win the round. It doesn't matter if you get the kill or not. You can't win the round afterwards. So you have to commit to your only option, even if you think it's not going to work off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I was going to say, Deagle and Sapek, well, it's gone. AGO being very direct, and they've got full reason to be. Understanding it's just pistols now. Darchfield catching a little bit of flag, however. Not going to be the end of the world. Pepsaw does get cleared. And that's a 5-on-2. That is no casualties so far for AGO. JW is even facing resistance through the smokes. It's a very clean round for this T side.
Yeah, great response. I mean, it was a full anti-eco, right? We're going to see Eyeballers investing into the next round. And they've done a little bit of chip damage, but they would have liked to have found a kill or two here. Shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, alright. Okay, Flusher. We'll get one on the way out, but if anything, it's just a little bit of a consolation. The fact that AGO have gone A twice already, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything to Eyeballers. Because I'll be able to buy in this one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll take a look. Yeah, everyone's pretty healthy. Sapek will have to kind of compromise a little bit on utility. But apart from that, the buy should be pretty much well established. And the buy should actually be a little bit better than AGO's. So I'm thinking, look, you've got a Mac 10, you've got a few Galils. It wouldn't surprise me if AGO tries something a little bit faster heading into round number 3. Ooh, JW with an AWP as well. Let's see if that one comes into effect immediately. Apex spamming. Always like covering Eyeballers because they've always got the up-to-date skins. Apex with the new M4. Shine, this grenade, oh, it could be really well placed. It will be. Oh, but it doesn't do any damage. Okay, never mind, but they burst out towards the B-bomb site. Shine actually just takes one to the grave with him. Sapek can't find the follow-up. And the burst. Oh, it's completely shutting down the Eyeballers. 4 versus 3. It's a very, very difficult retake.
Yeah, it should be impossible, actually. V-Dog, and it looks like Enzo's going to make sure that is the case. He wants to get proactive. Look at him trying to chase down the AWP of JW. Decides against going all in, as he has taken some damage. But it is going to be a wonderful continuation of the start here for AGO after they win the pistol. They win the anti-eco as cleanly as they do. And now they're going to win the gun round, keeping 4 players alive as well. And Flusher will go down. So an extra gun removed from the equation.
Yeah, obviously keeping the AWP alive is the priority, but seeing how confident AGO are early on is quite scary for the Eyeballers.
Yeah.
Given the lack of money as well, I think it's going to be a very difficult round. A lot of responsibilities now going to fall onto JW.
They can get a few upgraded pistols around him. Let's see how he imposes himself on the round. You mentioned in the pregame that he was the one to watch out for Eyeballers. He's been putting up the best numbers over the past 3 months. And it looks like it's going to be AGO in towards the middle here with pace and numbers. You do see the numbers popping up on your screen. Banner for Hellcase. Below the Twitch stream. Take you to their website. There's a deposit bonus available there for you guys. Be sure to gamble responsibly, though. As JW,
Oh, wow.
unfortunately, well, responsible or not, he couldn't do anything about that one.
Oh, Nice
Okay.
shot. Okay.
Get one back at least.
Yeah, that's a solid trade.
Needs to do more, though. Oh, oh man, he even took his time.
The hesitation that'll get you. Flasher can't follow up on the AWP either. And for AGO, it's just an act of denial now. However, Pepsel has scooped it up. Long old arms on Pepsel. We'll recover the AWP at the very least. And to be fair, that is quite important for the eyeballers. But with that being said, this is a very strong start for AGO.
I mean, just look at the numbers. Okay, good kill coming through there from Pepsel, but not many frags at all so far for eyeballers. I mean, Shine's got 5, but it's 1 across the board per player outside of that. Miko, well, you don't really mind AGO throwing numbers at the situation here. And look at Mari. He's the snake that lurks in the grass right now. Pepsel not at all prepared for this, and that's just one clean tap coming through. Orb removed. You were speaking about long arms there for Pepsol, or Shine rather, was it?
Pepsol, I think.
Pepsol, okay. So, you know, they always say the T-Rex is, that's the analogy you go for comparison when you got short arms. What would be the one for long arms? Maybe like I don't know, a chimp? Chimps have really long arms.
Potentially.
An orangutan? I feel like they've got remarkably long arms. Like, their arms are probably longer than their legs. Not what I'm calling Pepsol, you know. Not like when you say someone has short arms like a T-Rex, you're calling them a dinosaur. We're not talking about Flusher.
Oh. Flusher's got the experience on his side. Look at this, by the way. Azran's just out A.
Okay.
Alright.
They're going to plant the bomb. Yeah, Pepsol behind triple right now.
So, okay.
These guys are just on another level right now. I love the reads that they're making, the decisions that they're making. They're moving so fluidly. They're taking initiative. The way that Tomiko was able to get in towards that firebox, pretty much undetected, is peculiar, to say the least.
That was awesome. Because that round, it was led by contact rather than utility. AGO have been, wow, directing so much and making their intentions clear with the smokes and the flashbangs. This time it's a complete role reversal, and you've got the layers of AGO flanking in. Firstly, we have that one in connector, where eyeballers fell back. They thought it was safe, but it wasn't. And then you've got the late lurking towards B apartments. It's the last thing they expect. They don't manage to reclaim a single rifle moving forward into round number 6 on that CT side. And look at the repercussions. It has to be Deagles. It has to be a partial investment. AGO, as you said, on another level right now.
Looking so well oiled from the get-go. Not taking any rounds to get themselves into the swing of things here. From the word go, they are on point. And they continue to move with pace here, B-Dog. This time it's with numbers in towards middle. 3 players making their way forward. They're keeping up so much pressure onto the CT side as things stand. Dodgeable will lead the charge into connector. Good kill coming through from him. Oh, Shine in low, spotted out, gets a kill with the position, but traded out. Means it's advantage AGO. Pepsol's position compromised as well. Very unfortunate. Sapek with only a P250, good for a frag, but it's only damage, economic damage, and with so much money in the bank for AGO, you know, it's not even like that's really going to harm them.
I'd say it's the org buff for Mari, because ever since Mari joined AGO, he's propelled himself to the top of the board and the top of the ratings on HLTV. Currently, he's got a 1.17 rating.
Damn,
and that's not slowing down here on Mirage. He's going 8-2. He's getting himself into really decisive positions. All his kills genuinely have been very impactful as well.
Yeah.
And again, change of pace out towards A.
Fast. And it's going to be one player out of Palace already. Pepsol spots him dropping down. Can't do anything about it. Util will rein in that forces Dodgeable out into the open. Good little interplay coming through between Sapik and the player in CT. Flurry of frags. There we go. No smoke towards jungle. They decide to go with the deep smokes. No top con smoke either. That leaves them exposed on the cross. And the eyeballers will be able to lock it down. Murray will definitely get the frag here on to Flusher. Enzo gets a kill as well. Low HP on Sapik and Shine means this round's actually not locked in. As though it appeared at one point. HE Grenade doesn't go as deep as it Needed to get the kill. 3 versus 2. I'm actually a bit nervous for Eyeballers right now.
I am, but at the same time, the bomb is really in a perfect position for them to hold. They're taking up these really narrow angles.
Oh, there's a smoke.
Oh, he shot it over, actually. That's
I
cool.
think so, yeah. Top con. That's going to be blocking off 2 players. They know where JW is located as well. Enzo having a really a red hot crack at this one right
Picked
now.
up another smoke.
Throwing it on JW. He has a smoke of his own. Enzo wants to spray him down. JW tries to get up, but he doesn't realize Enzo's closed the gap. Bomb plant going to come through. Sapek low. Goes down to...
Oh, what a round. Oh my god, what a round from AGO. The invention. The slowdown. What is that? A 2 versus 5? 2 versus 3 at the end?
2v5, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, because it was the flusher kill,
From
then
a
the one
cold
towards
start.
stairs.
Yeah, it's not even like the 5th was a trade or anything like that.
But think about the invention. Shooting the smoke over to your teammate, that gets collected, you're under pressure, you start to work your way forward. The placement of that first smoke grenades allows you to pick up the second, and Enzo approaching, getting close up to JW. So when JW moves, he's just not ready. That was fantastic, and the pace, it just doesn't stop. Where there's one kill in from the Eyeballers, there's an immediate trade, and the bomb site has already been compromised.
Loving this so much here from Aggro. They know they got the boot on the throats of Eyeballers right now, and they're just looking to try and crush their opponent. Bomb plant has taken place. No kits in play, so you'd imagine that this is just going to be exit kills here that Eyeballers look for, and Aggro are going to win the half in the least possible amount of rounds to make that happen. They are looking very impressive right now. As you say, so many layers to that previous round. Enzo's aim is looking phenomenal, I must say. Oh my god, headshots aplenty to finish it off. You could imagine that Eyeballers, like, I mean, they're in rough form right now.
Yeah.
B-Dog, that means that mentally they're not going to be in the strongest place as a team. So when you start dropping rounds like that 5v2,
Yeah.
you're not in the contest. You're playing a map that you know your team is good on, but you're still getting dominated. This is it could leave them in a bit of a rough position.
I think you move on to Ancient as well as that second map, and that one's a lot more even. And given what we're seeing out of AGO, I think it actually just definitely favors them right now. And this looks scary. Double up now for the Eyeballers. That's the reaction, but I don't know if I like it, because think about how fast AGO have been executed. I don't know if I agree with the second sniper. We're about to see if it can happen, though. Both of them are over on the A-bomb site. Pepsor chimes in with one. Sapek getting spammed a little bit, but Pepsor hits another. JW chimes in with one. Sure, okay. 3 kills. That's all the AWPs get. It's fantastic. And AGO,
phenomenal.
Shut down. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, finally. I mean, it was telegraphed, right? This is the way that they've been playing throughout the half so far, and they were going to keep up with that approach until Eyeballers were finally able to shut them down. Low HP on both Pepsor and Sapek. Wouldn't count Enzo out of inflicting a bit of damage here before he falls, but has to be the round for Eyeballers. No two ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he could definitely go for some damage here. He's up to 14,000. That's where the loss bonus has even kicked in. So, be silly not to. Pepsor, make sure that's not a reality. And, well, he made me eat my words really fast, didn't he? What an incredible round from Pepsor.
Yeah, coming to life in a big way. Up to 5 kills. Slowly, they start to make their way onto the scoreboard, do the Eyeballers players. But there needs to be a lot more where that came from. They still have to win 15 rounds here on Mirage, while AGO have to win 7 to get across the line. 8. Double AWP in play. So maybe that'll be the difference maker. Always a good option against those fast-paced rounds, right? Because you can just set yourself up on the angle from the get-go, let them run into your scope, get a pick for free.
Yeah, that is true. Immediately losing a round. Timeout's now been called. What's the readjustment for AGO? Well, we're about to see it. Timer ticks on down low. Plenty of util in the pockets of both teams now. Eyeballers get a slight little relief.
Yeah, but a relief for how long is the question? Because even if they lose this round here, yeah, maybe can afford some sort of a buy in the next, but they can't even think about that possibility. Great first kill coming through from Sapek. I'm loving to see the moves being made here by the CT side right now. They're playing with conviction, not afraid to actually go toe-to-toe with AGO. Flusher maybe bites off a bit more than he can chew. Eventually will get traded out, brings the numbers back into a one-round split, a one-player split, should I say.
Yeah, you're right. A lot more direct. The Eyeballers has netted them these kills. Pepsor needs to be careful because if Enzo hits this timing, however, that Molotov's going to give up exactly where he's occupying. Pepsor is not really trained on the position right now. Under Palace lies Sapek. And that nade.
Oh no.
Oh, is really well placed. Sapek very lucky to be alive. I think it just about missed, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have actually got the kill if it was placed properly, and then Sapek doesn't get that kill on Tamari coming out of connector, so some implications there. Still a man advantage in play, 34 seconds left on the clock. How on earth does this bomb plant come through here? Player connector, jungle, and CT. Astron does a great job alleviating the pressure somewhat, but should still get taken down here. Yeah, Pepsor spots him out. Great second shot coming through from him. Lightning fast reactions, and Eyeballers string a second together.
Yeah, you're right. That so sometimes players throw that nade for it to dribble onto the ladder.
Okay.
Because it does, if the player is directly under and to the right-hand side, it does more damage than if you throw it just straight in the bottom, I think. So, I think he went for that variant, but if he'd had just put it actually in the hole, it would have done more damage overall. Because I've seen that nade thrown a couple of times now, and it does land on that trajectory, and I think that's the only reason why.
Unfortunately, just the wrong option in this instance. Eyeballers start to chip away at that T-side economy. There's one buy left in the tank here for AGO as they try to split their way into middle. A couple players under low as one top mid right now. This thing stands. That's Tomiko. Astron's the one lining up the utility. I think that's a sniper smoke he's just thrown. There's numbers here for Eyeballers in towards middle as well. All hell about to break loose. Oh, dodgeable. He's forced forward, burning out to Molly. Gets a kill. Flash is great as well. Even though it blinds him up, he's able to spot out Pepsor before he gets blinded, and therefore gets the kill.
How on earth has he managed that? So I guess it doesn't matter. That's a 5 versus 3. So much utility keeping Flusher at bay as well. Allows the pinch to come in towards the A bomb site. Flusher now spamming, actually deals with the first, but now needs to put a new magazine into his gun. And Dodgeball's actually even lurking here. You get really dicey really quickly for Flusher, but Shine's dropped the bomb. That's the most important thing. And there's only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, Dodgeball, he's been the hero in the round so far, and he can't clock out just yet either. Huge kill coming through there from Mari. Shine gets the trade, obviously gives his position away. Now, he's not necessarily just worried about getting the kills. He might even just look to play the time here. 13 seconds left on the clock. If he stays alive from here, I actually think he wins the round for his team. Dodgeball will go down. Enzo has a chance, has to hit the shot. Oh my god, Shine was toying with him, but Enzo keeps his cool, and AGO get back to winning ways.
Wow. That was so close. So close. What a really nice try. From Shine, from dropping the bomb to finding all of the kills. When Darcherfield tries to kind of throw his body on the line. In fact, the trade space is just not quite there. That was such a winnable round.
Dodgeball did have a great round though, right? I mean, you think about those opening kills in middle coming out of lowers when he was forced out by the molly to get 2 frags from that position.
Yeah, really well done. Now a pause needs to be taken just to kind of discuss what's going on, but also to kind of talk about the money. Not ideal whatsoever for the Eyeballers. They're on 3rd stage loss, so you can invest just a little bit, but at best, it's going to have to be a pistol and some Kevlar.
So rough. So brutally rough. I mean, winning 2 rounds obviously chips away at that round loss bonus. Aren't able to keep enough players alive in the rounds that they're winning. So it's almost a free path to double digits here for the T side on their map pick. As we said coming into this veto, though, it's not like this is a punish pick by any stretch of the imagination against Eyeballers. 19 times in the past 3 months they've played the map.
Yeah, and there I was, like a fool, saying that this veto actually did favour the Eyeballers. Well, I mean, on paper it does, but when you've got
Yeah, I was there
AGO
with you.
with this intent, I'm just ridiculously impressed. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I actually got to cast AGO against Epic Dudes the other day. That was actually in the CCT West Europe Series 2 closed qualifier play-in, right? So
Yeah,
that was how they got themselves through to the group stage, was winning that match, and they won that 2-1. It wasn't they weren't nearly as clean and well polished, or I think I've used that joke with you before, but well polished as they are, as they're looking today. So this is, yeah, definitely, I wasn't expecting this level out of them. I mean, they did show a decent ceiling in Los Cucutos, right?
yeah, they did. They did. Remember, this is the Los Cagutos side, or at least 4 of them, that beat Astralis in the last RMR.
Yeah, absolutely. That was for the Rio Major. They didn't make it, of course, but they beat Astralis.
Exactly.
And then played against Astralis again, didn't
I think that was on Ancient.
Yes, it was. Best of 1. And then they played against Astralis again afterwards, and I think Astralis got the win over them.
Yes. Yeah, you are right.
10-2. This is the gun round here for Eyeballers, B-Dog. If they lose this gun round, then you can almost just write this map off here in the first half.
It's kind of edging that way anyway, right? I feel like Eyeballers need max, well, yeah, minimum 5.
Yeah, they need all 3 here.
They need all of them.
And if they lose 1, then there's no money. So, yeah, like I said,
yeah,
just call it a day.
You're completely right. Yeah. Big W. Okay. That's aggressive. But it does work out. Enzo's very low as well. Flusher. Doesn't lose his head. Said it'll be Mary. Perfect. What a response from the Eyeballers. Azran will get 1, sure, but is that going to snowball into anything else?
It shouldn't. I mean, we've seen a 5 versus 2-1 already here in the half, but I don't think it's going to happen again. Enzo, well, he's the common denominator between the 2 5 versus 2s. He's very low this time. Bomb plant does come through. That's going to put some pressure onto the CT side. There's no kits here. Shouldn't be a problem. They're already in forward positions here in terms of the retake. They've got utility to work with. There's a big flank coming through from Sapik. That's what they're waiting for right now. Astron's boosted up on the box. The problem with this position is, how do you multi-frag? Smoke actually kind of covers him a little bit. I don't think he minds that smoke, but with Enzo going down, this is now absolutely impossible. The low HP player goes down. That's going to give up the position. Get on the defuse, lads. There we go. Job done. A third comes through for Eyeballers.
Yeah, really good response. And the fact that AGO are even able to put the bomb down in that scenario is, well, impressive in itself, given the landscape of that round. But the Eyeballers, he said it was essential, and they do secure it. And now, for AGO, I mean, they've got plenty of money. Again, they can buy. Again, the pressure is still on the Eyeballers. They're going to have to build from the ground up. It's going to be a very difficult few rounds to close out the first half here. Let's see if they can do it, because again, they are running the double orcs, which did net them the success before.
What's also netted them success is aggression in towards middle, fighting fire with fire, and they will trade successfully here. 2 for 1 to start off the round. Doesn't look like it's going to be dissuading AGO from committing to their initial plan. They've gotten themselves deep in towards connected. They do continue to lose players in the round. JW gets caught off guard. Pepso's AWP certainly doesn't. Only Astron left remaining. Flush on the angle, certainly favorable with the depth there. And it is going to be 10-4. Okay. Eyeballers, are they breathing a little bit of life back into their game here?
Yeah, certainly feels like it. I feel like AGO are really trying to force the issue on some of these fights now. Where they've been gaining confidence, it feels like that they are just happy to kind of take liberties running through the smoke, for example. Sure, they find JW, but they haven't really got an idea where Pepsor is, and Pepsor is already proved to be potent on the AWP when he's had it in his hands and delivers once again when it matters, really rescuing the eyeballers.
This time, AGO just going to fall back onto the good old faithful A execute, but they peek before the CT smoke blooms, and that's going to cost Asterin his life. Okay, Zapik, he's still committed to the bomb site itself. Man, his teammates playing for retake. He's been left on an island, isolated, and unfortunately, he's been taken down. So it's an even number situation until Pepsor with that AWP is able to make himself known once again.
I think he even just hit Tomiko. Mari looking to potentially chase him down and find him, but no, Pepsor keeps on firing. And again, he's on for the ace. There is a flank. Darcherville will reveal his position, though. And now Smokes can come over. The bomb is planted for him. The lineup is kind of there, but not on the diffusing player. Eyeballers survive. Pepsor with the ace to give Eyeballers their 5th round.
And it's a halftime break. We'll be back for
10-5. Really good recovery from Eyeballers, but have they left it too late? Obviously, pistol rounds are important. Your favourites over at 1xbet are most certainly AGO, cct.gg/1xbet. If you want to get involved, of course, look, it's gambling. So make sure you're of age, make sure you're doing it responsibly, and only bet what you can afford to potentially lose. Eyeballers now grouping over towards B. It's going to be one of these executes.
massive execute, huge amount of utility raining in. There are 2 players here for the CT side. Tomiko does find the first kill. That's hopefully taking the attention away from Asterin, but no, he's gone down, as has Tomiko, both at the hands of Zapik, who's picked up the bomb. He's doing it all right now for his team.
Yeah, really good. Oh, Enzo up and over. Trying to see above the smoke. Darcherville's rotated in short. I think that's probably been heard by JW, although you don't be fighting the USP at range. That's why Shine steps in, but immediate trades. It's pandemonium on the bomb site, but Eyeballers thrive in the chaos. They continue to build on their momentum, and they're starting to close the gap.
Yeah, absolutely. Great pistol round coming through from them. Absolutely necessary as well, right? When you consider the fact they're down 10-5 on a map like Mirage, it's regarded as one of the more 50-50 maps in the pool.
Yep.
So it's not like it's impossible for them to fight back on the T side, and winning that pistol round certainly puts them in good stead. Seems like the individuals are starting to come to the party as well, right? Pepsor really warmed up towards the end of that first half. Sapik is coming to life in a big way as well. So is Shine. So looking good here for Eyeballers, at least relatively speaking, compared to what we saw at the start of the series.
Yeah, definitely. Is some nice little confidence kills for Flusher. Will fall to the USP, but damage has ultimately been done, and so much space has been created as well in towards the A bomb site. For AGO, they're just going to look to hold on to the Galil.
Understandable, considering the fact it's going to be a gun round next. You don't really mind the Galil, you know, on the CT side. It's not like you're forfeiting that AK, that one-shot headshot potential. Gives you a lot more liberty in terms of how you want to spend your money as well. Going to get $2,400 here. And if Eyeballers win this first gun round, that's when it feels like we actually have a conversation about a competitive game, which would be the first time we're talking in that sort of, in that sense, talking about a competitive game here since we've started the series on Mirage.
Yeah, that is true. However, I'd say it definitely is getting more competitive now. The issue you've got is that Eyeballers are going to have a weaker buy coming into this than AGO. Like, you've got 2 SMGs, plays 1. I guess you've got a Galil difference. It's fairly similar, actually. I will take that back.
Yeah, it is pretty similar across the board, actually. 50-50 playing field. Look at how fast Shine is making his way in towards the bench. Oh, man. Shots through the smoke there, narrowly missing out. I don't think AGO are actually aware of the potential threat right now. Look at that from JW off the back of the flash. Wonderful awareness, although Mari with the response of his own.
Shine, that was brave.
Oh, no.
And just like that, I mean, AGO get one kill in the feed, and suddenly everyone rises to the occasion. Mac eyeballers back down to potentially Planet AGO, because now it's 11 rounds, play 7. Buy can come in for the eyeballers, and it will. It doesn't feel great, because in actual fact, AGO, they've upgraded all their SMGs and the Galils to AKs and M4s. Flush has been reduced and relegated to a Tech 9.
That was also just a statement made in towards middle in that previous round there as well. AGO showing that they're going to play their game on the CT side. They're not going to cower. They're not going to play super passively. And they're going to have a job to do over towards the B bomb side right now. It's Asran who's here. AG grenade super well timed. Oh my god, that does a wealth of damage across the board. On the jump spot right now, here's the util raining, and there's no support immediately coming through for him right now, so he has to get the job done by himself. Takes down the Tech 9 player. Not the worst result for Eyeballers, as they're able to double down in terms of the entry. Darcheville gets a kill. Tamiko looking to respond with one of his own, and it's absolute chaos. Low HP on a few players as well. Who knows what happens here, although it looks like I do, because it's going to be a save.
Yeah, I guess, look, it's unconfirmed damage, and you've got the only set of utility really to try and retake that is on Tamiko, and he didn't deploy any of it. I think, yeah, you're right. The decision had been made literally as that bomb was planted, and this actually does make sense. Take a look at the money on the players that have fallen. They can reinvest back in, so they can apply the pressure to the eyeballers, despite them winning a very good round. And it's as simple as it gets. Just a pop on towards B, leading with the flashbangs that blind anyone at the back of sight. Azran was really isolated for a long time. The rotations just didn't quite come in.
Yeah, he was just left with way too much work to do there by himself. Really well coordinated execute from Eyeballers as well. Just the pathing that they take to get into the bomb site was really good. Vital round in terms of their campaign as well, because it just means that they don't get economically reset. They reduce their deficit to 3 rounds again. If they win this round, then 9-11 becomes 10-11 pretty much for free. Big opportunity here in the 20th.
Yeah, Eyeballers have done a good job at fighting for this mid control. Flashbang gonna set Darcheville back a few seconds, and that allows Shine to reposition. A very slow, methodical round now taking place on the T side. Just waiting for an opportunity, trying to see if AGO are going to push, are going to overextend on an extremity. And right now, that's not the case. This is very patient from both teams.
Feels like the most patient round we've had so far in the series yet, across both halves.
Look at that. We've even got them mirroring each other with the utility.
Yeah.
Also, Enzo on an AWP. We haven't seen that at all from AGO.
That's true. Not at all throughout the whole first half. First time here in the second. He is their go-to AWPer, but as you mentioned in the pregame, a team that often will just see play a map out with 5 rifles by choice. Does look like Eyeballers are going to start to gravitate in towards that A bomb site. They don't have a huge amount of utility. In fact, just one smoke grenade. That's going to go in towards jungle, I believe. Yes, it does. That allows for the players to come out of top con. Darcheville looks to get ahead of the smoke, but Sapek's ahead of the game. Mari finds a frag in response. Enzo with his AWP also gets into the fray. 3 versus 3 is the name of the game right now. Not a huge amount of time left on the clock either. In fact, just 12 seconds. How do they find space for the plant with no smoke towards top con? You've got Astron, who's on catwalk right now. Gets the kill on Shine. Plant will come through, but Flusher in a near impossible situation.
It gets difficult. Oh, but there was a chance because they were fighting him one by one. Tamiko does win out of the gunfight in the end, but that actually got really scary because you don't want to give Flusher those situations because he will make the most out of them. AGO just about hold on. That AWP It was a good investment. It's actually been picked up to be carried forward into the next. A multi-kill on Enzo was just about enough to get them over the line.
And now that's just devastated Eyeballers. Look at their money. Such a rough round for them to lose, man. We do go to Ancient next. That was the pick of Eyeballers. It's somewhat of a punish pick against Ago, so it's not like if Eyeballers do lose here on Mirage, we feel the worst for them in the series. We definitely still back them to make it competitive, and they stand a good chance of taking it to a third. It's just probably the way that they've lost here on Mirage. If they carry on losing in this fashion, that's going to be making it feel a little bit more rough. Oh, guys.
Blocking each
Hello?
other.
Back into the KZ server with you.
God, I was never good at KZ. I've tried. I just don't know what it is. I can't do it.
You either have game sense or you have movement. So don't worry, man. You've got what matters. Might not look super cool, but you get the job done.
That's true. I appreciate that.
Movement just looks cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Like watch like Acor. Looks like he's playing a different game. Like he looks like he plays with a controller, actually.
I don't know. It's sometimes when I watch Acor, I just feel like he's got like extra buttons that allow him to like climb surfaces. Like he can grab onto ledges and pull himself up.
Yeah.
The movement on that man is outrageous.
Pushes a button, just like strafes like perfectly 90 degrees on a beautiful arc type of thing. He doesn't actually have to do it freehand, like all of us normal people.
Oh, this is quick in mid.
Yeah, fastest we've seen.
Shine, really stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's the early opener, fall in favour to AGO, and it looks like Pepsil's even been spotted in Palace, but that allows time for JW to try and work his magic dart reveal. Oh, he's got no idea. He's spotted out Mary. Oh, they line up. That's huge from JW.
Couldn't have gotten better than that. Just offered up a wonderful opportunity. I think that's just won the round with that little sequence of frags right there. But JW wants more, and he will take more. Ruling with an Iron Fist right now. 3 massive frags coming through from him. Enzo and Astron still feeding this one up because the bomb plant hasn't come through yet. So they reckon that they could try and track into the Sapik. He's going to get caught off guard by Astron. Levels it out somewhat more doable. Enzo gets a kill in the meantime. Astron just running around, absolute beast mode. Flusher will get onto the bomb site. He wants to try and plant Astron closing the gap, but nothing discreet about it. Spraying away. Flusher wants to force the fight, but it costs him his life.
How? How do Eyeballers throw that away? Look at the sequence from JW. He sets them up for success, and it's a 2 versus 4. It's Azran with 3, and AGO up to 14. That is unforgivable from Eyeballers.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we saw them lose the 2v5 in their first half. Now they lose, what, a 2v4.
Yeah.
They stalled out as well. They didn't commit to the bomb plant. They took so long. That gave all the extra time for those remaining AGO players to rotate through. A little bit overextended just in terms of the angle. You know, Sapik deep in connector. You know, what's he really doing there? Watching top middle so hard. Is that necessary? Enzo gets a pick. That gives up his position in CT. You could understand that he might have caught one of them off guard, but oh god, that's just brutal for Eyeballers. JW did so much work. Anyway, if that's in the past, we're in the present. JW continues to do work.
Oh, well, he does for a second, and then all the kills, I was going to say, come in favour of AGO, but snap him right back, a Flusher and Shine. It's a 2 versus 2. However, Tomiko's found the bomb. Has he found the bomb? No, he hasn't. Okay.
Oh, God. That's,
oh, no.
Oh, that's so rough. Could have been a round-winning play right there. Keep in mind, this was a half-buy slash sort of eco coming through from Eyeballers. This would be a huge reprieve for them.
This gets weird as well because Flush is called Shine back over because obviously he saw Tomiko here, but the bomb was never spotted. But they're taking their time. They're being very diligent because they're worried that Azran is over here. Azran has picked his spot. He's in towards A.
Yeah, he's nested.
It looks like Eyeballers are going mid to B, which is the correct decision for them. Not that they know it.
That's my problem here with Astron's position, though, is he's just on the polar opposite side of the map. It's such a huge gamble that they're going to go towards the A site, and if they go B, it's almost impossible for you to make the retake happen, and maybe that's by design. He's just set himself up here saying, if they go B, I'm just going to save because I can drop a gun to my teammate in the next round. So once he hears the utility, he's going to realize what's going on, and unfortunately, he bet on red, it's landed on black, and it will be another round coming through for Eyeballers in some unlikely fashion.
Yeah, it's an instant save. And he could, I think with his money, he could actually drop 2 guns over. So I reckon the buy can come out here for AGO. It'd be scuffed. Like it would be a really difficult buy, I think, because I'm not sure what their loss bonus is on, but I don't think it's that heavily built up. We'll see in a few seconds. I can't believe Tomiko didn't spot the bomb. I guess it is in the corner. But at the same time, that's massive, because if he finds that, the round gets played out completely differently.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't just keep charging his way through towards T-spawn like a rabid beast. He probably just reels it in a little bit, posts up on an angle, relays the information through to his team. That's why it's important to be aware, you know? You got to stop and smell the roses sometimes, B-Dog. Just check your surroundings. Don't just always rush from point A to point B.
Oh, okay. So Azran dropped 2 M4s, as we were suggesting. Enzo just bought an AWP. The buy, it is there, but it comes with limitations. The utility is not fully fleshed out for the CT side. Spam not quite connecting, and JW doesn't see a thing on his boosting over connector.
Eyeball is still very deep in the woods right now as things stand. Even if they lose this round here, reset pretty much completely economically. 15-9, probably see us getting to the end of the map very soon after that. Eyeballers win this round, though, maybe they can look to extend or boost comes through into snipers to try and peek down in towards lowers, and peek down they do. But Flusher, well, he's looking in their direction as they appear, and he'll snap up a kill as a result.
Wow.
Tomiko wants to be the man to effect a difference and get the numbers back into an even game, and he'll be able to do exactly that.
He just dry swings mid. Like, that's the last thing you expect. Now another boost up, this time up on top of the short stack. Eyeballers reset, go back towards A, and again, another correct decision in the mid-round.
Yeah.
The only player here is Enzo.
Does seem like AGO should start to realize this, though, because look at Darcheville's position. He's pushed through apartments. You got Astron pretty deep on con. That's why Tomiko now rotates his way through. He's still worried about the JW push into snipers, though, but it's a huge exec into that A bomb site. Enzo's going to realize what's going on here with his AWP. Hasn't been smoked out of position, so he's able to just step out and get a kill. Man advantage all of a sudden. That seems a bit egregious. I guess Eyeballers didn't have that extra smoke to deploy, so there's always going to be a problem. They do get to trade onto him, though, but do they expect that second follow-up there to be as close as he is? Tomiko, 2 kills on the spray. Bomb plant comes through. It's all on Flush's shoulders. He's got 2 in the round so far. Going to need to be the quad kill clutch. They don't expect him to step up from default, but Darcheville, who was on the massive flank from ages ago, eventually comes into play at the perfect timing. Call him Gandalf, man, on the 5th day in the 11th hour. Comes over the hill.
You love to see it, and a small, tiny micro detail there is, or you alluded to it. It's firstly Tomiko's positioning, able to step out, which catches Eyeballers unawares at CT, but then the swing in from connector takes Flusher's attention away just enough for Darchville to come up the ramp at the perfect moment. All the timing slots into place for AGO. You can tell that their communication is really on point, and now they've given themselves 6 map points to work with. Eyeballers feeling a little bit hot under the collar. Will take 30 seconds to address this. Can buy alongside the loss bonus and the bomb plant. But this potentially could be their last one.
We've seen glimpses of them, right? There was a passage where they won 3 rounds in a row on their CT side at the end of the half there, where it's like, okay, I mean, if they've been playing at that level throughout the half, we probably see a far more competitive first half, and then seen moments here on their second half as well. They've gotten into good positions. We've seen some impressive mechanical ability. It just hasn't been consistent enough out of them for them to put some serious pressure on AGO. Whenever Eyeballers have had a round to win where they actually almost put AGO on that back foot, they haven't been able to get across the line in that particular round. The AGO have always just had a decent amount of distance between themselves and their opponents, and they're going to put a lot of distance between each other if they win this map here and go 1-0 up in the series.
Yeah, definitely. Although, look, you're still working with a Famous and MP9 on the side of AGO, so this is entirely doable for the Eyeballers. Much more used to the default that we've been seeing out of them. Big control, a priority. Trying to anchor in some players over at the B bomb site, but again, this push is just coming instantly. Azran is in underpass already. Oh, but he's been checked. Good opener.
Yeah, important opener. Creates space here. I'm sure they're going to finish off over towards the A bomb site. Bomb super deep towards ramp right now. Player in Palace, a couple of lads and towards middle as well, so the split on the cards. Problem is the utility. Enzo over towards apartments, gets the kill on Shine. So that's going to force their hand in towards the A bomb site here, B-Dog. And it's going to be a kill that comes through into Dodgeball. Mari should at least good for a single frag from the position. A lot more labor than what he would have liked. And Flush will get the trade on the spray down, but he runs out of ammo, does he? Dodgeball gets the kill, and oh my god, it's AGO 16-9.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally setting that up to be a really good Eyeballers round. And suddenly, I mean, AGO just get the kills out of absolutely nowhere. What a game from them. Eyeballers, they show signs of resistance. They try their best to work their way through, but I think the individuals are fired on all cylinders for that Polish side.
Yeah, and I mean, it looked great from the get-go, so it was impressive that they were able to keep up that form. Even when they had to sort of drop back to plan B or plan C, they had depth to their game. So I'm backing them to be competitive on Ancients, even though that is going to be Eyeballers map pick. We'll see if they can clap back and take us to a third. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll come through with that second map.
Very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events! At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault. And the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Welcome back in. Oh, Hayes, I can't hear you.
My mic's muted, mate. I even said I got the intro here. I did a whole little, I've got a whole little bit planned and everything. So let me just run that through. Here we go. It's Ancient up next, and I'm not talking about Flusher or JW. Okay.
Oh, you made that a Mirage.
It was Dinosaur. Slightly different, you know, I'm going to claim both of them. Just Flusher was in my crosshairs that time. Listen, it's actually not even really a fair joke. They're ancient in terms of how long they've been in the scene. Do you know how old JW is, B-Dog? I just checked it now. I want to know if you have a look.
I'm going to say he's like 20, maybe 6, 27.
Okay, he's 28. I thought he was older, to be honest. I actually thought it was going to be like 30. I thought he would be around that area. So it's still 28. Not like he's ancient, right? By any stretch of the imagination. That is the name of the map, though. And that is the second map of the series coming through here. It was Mirage up first, picked by AGO, and a very impressive display from them on the map as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I honestly thought that was going to be a lot more competitive. Eyeballers showed glimpses of it. However, AGO, the rifling looked really good. The retakes on the CT side as well. The way they were approaching them, it was from so many different avenues, and it was all at the same time. And it was so much for Eyeballers to really contend with. You're now moving on to a map like Ancient. AGO will also be starting on the CT side, and the CT side is where you can really take advantage of your positioning. You can crunch different positions such as the ramp and over towards shelf with various different avenues and angles, and that's going to be their strengths for AGO. They love getting up close in the faces. We saw that already on Mirage. I think this is actually going to be a really difficult map for the Eyeballers. I hope they've taken all the time just to kind of reset and we get a competitive series here.
I mean, there were glimpses on Mirage. It's not like it was just a diabolical affair across the board for Eyeballers. There were moments. It's just about extrapolating those moments into more extended and more consistent periods, right? Where they can then put pressure onto AGO, who never felt pressure at all throughout Mirage. They were just always in the driver's seat. They were always in control. And they're going to hope to continue that form into Ancient as well. Looking at Ancient for AGO, they played the map 5 times in the past 3 months. All of those games back from when they still lost Kogutos. And all of them, aside from one, resulting in a loss. Not like massive one-sided games. They lost 16-9, 16-11, 16-10, and then 19-16. Those games against Prospects, Permitter, Endpoint, and Ikla, respectively. So also a decent level of opponents and teams who are all good on Ancient in general. So it's not like they're going to be, nowhere to be found on the map.
Yeah, they're not going to be slouches, and also they're going to have the confidence coming in from Mirage. And I feel like a lot of pressure is on Eyeballers here. Obviously, it's a 1-0 matchup. What you want to be doing is just kind of getting yourself off to the best start, especially in the group stage. I think that's also just placed a heavy reliance on both of these teams. I think that if one of these teams could make it through the bracket 3-0, that would really help with their confidence, help with their momentum moving forward, because in this tier 2, tier 3 space, a lot of competition hinges on motivation, hinges on momentum as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. You talked about some players being ancient, and I feel like that also kind of caveats to the amount of experience that JW and Flusher have got. There's probably been hundreds of examples where they've gone a map down and they can just reset. They can just say to the younger guys, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. Here's how we can build our way back in. And here's what we should be focusing on moving forward. So I hope we get a nice natural reset out of the Eyeballers.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we didn't. And also what I will say, I mean, just to, speak about something I'm a little bit worried about here for Eyeballers is that, as I did mention on Mirage, they're in some rough form at the moment. They've lost most of their recent games. I mean, yes, they're up in the 1-0 bracket of the Swiss stage here, but I mean, you just scroll through their recent results over the past 3 weeks, and they've actually only won 4 best of 3s, and in the process, they've lost 6. So probably just, not what we're used to seeing out of them in the past couple of months. And so, like I said, where are they mentally losing a map the way that they do on Mirage? Are they more prone to letting that actually, let them drop their game and drop their attitude and their demeanor? Like you said, I mean, sure, Flusher and JW been in this position a bazillion times before. And actually, Sapik, Shine, and Pepsor were all at a fairly decent level on Mirage as well. So it's not like the younger guns were struggling. So they should continue that form here into Ancients as well. We're going to find out if that's the case or not as the second map of the series is ready to go live.
Yes, indeed. And as already mentioned, but to reiterate, AJ will start on the CT side. 2 pairs of dual Berettas as well, which is quite exciting. AJ are, most definitely your favourites over at 1xBet. Eyeballers, it looks like they're looking to establish themselves in towards mid before splitting on towards A. Deep smoke thrown in. That's going to actually make them go through spawn. All right, this is quick.
Yeah, not normally the pistol round you see here on the T side on Ultrabox for sure. Sapik leads that charge, and as a result, he will be catching that. They're completely off guard. Mari pushing into A main, falls as well. Oh, it's a flurry of frags. Flawless from Eyeballers, and they couldn't have asked for a better start to the map.
Yeah, what a fantastic pistol. That is literally the last thing you expect if you're AGO. A quick play in towards red, the smoke landing, and the players being there as it blooms. You can really just get in the faces of your opponents. What's cool there is that Flusher is in A main by design. So as soon as the initial hit comes in from the mid players, it actually forces AGO into A main, into Flusher's waiting arms. That's really cool design by Eyeballers.
Yeah, unorthodox, but works out perfectly. Caught AGO entirely off guard. I'm sure we're going to see a response here from the CT side immediately afterwards. A force to come through is the popular option. Not what I'm a fan of, though. Personally, I really like the full save in the second round, and then you get the A1Ss in the third.
Yeah.
It does actually look like that's what AGO will opt for.
Yeah, they do that more often than not. They do lose the pistol. It's just going to be a stack over towards A and a push out through A main. This can work quite well because it means you've got instant flank routes, not only to middle, but also through spawn. And you can imagine that Pepsor has heard this, and yes, he has. And that's going to be the go signal for the rest of Eyeballers, just to hightail it up towards B.
No investments into the round here for AGO to get at least a kill, salvage a Galil as well. Not a bad result. They would love at least one more frag, though. That'd be enough to write home about. Tell your mom. Mom, we got 2 kills in the full eco. We didn't even spend a single dollar. Would
she'll
your mom be proud, B-Dog? Yeah? Oh, okay, there we go.
She always is. What a lovely woman.
Does she call you B-Dog?
No, she doesn't. Will Mary hold on to the Galil? He's currently being charged down upon. Oh, he does get one.
Oh,
No.
man.
Ooh.
So close. Just in the nick of time there, JW will snap up the frag. Not the end of the world, though. Still going to be able to afford the investment here coming into the next round. Eyeball is off to a clean 2-0 start as the first gun round is upon us.
Yeah, much better start from the Eyeballers as well. Exactly what you wanted to see out of them. Pretends that Mirage didn't exist. Start this map as you mean to go on. Amico thought about challenging middle, and it's interesting to see that because of the lack of utility from AGO, they don't want to take the fights immediately, and Miko's actually just creating a barrier between himself and the Eyeballers in mid, but that invites the pressure over towards Red, and Darchfield now needs to be really careful.
Exactly. Not an ideal smoke to have to throw as the CT side, but kind of forced into it. So much pressure mounting in towards middle right now. Dodgeball does have some support. He's going to just be peeking out of the back of the T side. Flashbang goes 1-for-1. There's more where that came from, though. Enzo not going to get cleared because of the bait that's taken by his teammate in towards CT. Tamiko not able to get the kill, though. He breaks the sequence. Asran also there. Oh my god. One kill towards A main. 180-degree turn. And he gets both of the frags and the players coming through from middle as well. That was remarkable.
Damn, okay. So AGO respond by just sending lots of players to the position that they think is going to be the biggest point of contention, and it does work out. The distraction into CT allows Enzo to get one to thin the numbers, but Azran really bails AGO out. And because these rounds have been, you know, not close in terms of numbers, but economic damage has been inflicted each and every round on towards Eyeballers, you've now just got Deagles.
Yeah, that's a good point. You think about that hard eco round, they were able to get themselves 2 kills. Come back to haunt Eyeballers. And that's also the luxury of going for the full buy in the third round as the CT side, right? You don't go for the force and then the eco, and therefore give the T side that extra round to buffer their economy.
That angle's really cool. I didn't even know you could see over that. Azran. Bot in. Although, Flasher hitting headshots. What a great one. Good flashbang. Let's Darcherville have a little look in. Does find Pepsor and the follow-up. A lot of money being claimed for AGO. And that means that the AK can even be scooped up at the end.
Ideal 4 players stay alive, as do the 4 rifles. Eyeballer's going to have a plethora of rifles to work with here as well. Flusher, does he drop the AWP? No, it's just going to be AKs. I love a 10-man rifle round. There's just so much more room for error. You can get away with a lot more, so you see more plays being made because it's not just instantly punished by the AWP on the angle kind of thing.
Yeah, it's good. And this is quick. Again, Tamiko overwhelmed. There's another player in Donut. They don't know about Azran just yet, but Mary tries to split the difference, but instant trades coming out of Eyeballers this time around. JW can't find a thing, but Pepsor in the smoke. Oh, he can really undo all of this for AGO. He's just going to walk through, walk completely past everyone, and then line them up on the opposite end. They've got no idea this is happening, but they've just moved away.
Yeah, they've actually somehow been able to evade him for now, and they make their way in towards where the bomb is coming through from. You still have Shine, who's in Jaguar right now. He's been bypassed by Enzo as well. Eyeballers, there's no way they should lose the round. Peps doesn't get a kill because Dartful actually looks back in towards middle for some reason or other. That's going to snap him up the frag. Shine realizes he's the one who has to try and make a play. Also going to look to step out. Timing couldn't be better. Once more than just a single frag, though. But that's going to cost him his life as well.
Just take the kill. You've got it. Oh my goodness me. That is painful to watch. If you're an Eyeballers fan, Flusher. I mean, they had everything. They had every possible advantage, and the fact that AGO disperse out middle as the smoke fades, Pepsol can't see anyone, is honestly outrageous. I don't like that swing from Enzo, but it does guarantee Flush's position. Is that Molly going to spread? No. Wow, okay.
What a remarkable round. I mean, AGO, they're going to be so damn happy with that result. If you snapshotted that round there with Pepsor in his position that he was towards top mid, nobody ever expects the CT side to win the round from there. But just great heads-up awareness from Dodgeable. That game sense, he peeks back into mid, gets the kill there, and he finds the frag onto the lad employing trigger discipline. That was Shine. Like you said, just get the frag. The thing is, right, is trigger discipline's great, but in that type of a situation, it's not like you've got the player lined up in front of you, you can just snap up the kill as soon as he looks towards you. You're like kind of like pivoting back and forth. That's a huge gamble.
Fortune does favour the brave, but that was a little bit brazen. Shine, that was... Oh, dear. Oh, made my stomach do a little bit of a flip. Didn't enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's reset their economy as well, so even economic implications to losing that round here for the T side.
Yeah, that's true. This should be a lock-in for AGO. I say should, because I know how crazy these rounds can get. Mari taking a little bit of a swing. Enzo being very loud about his approach, but no one's going to run through the smoke just yet. Sapeg considering it. Thinking better of it.
I'm going to say this while Sapik is low. He's 1-5 right now. Because then when he starts hit some great shots later on, I can say I told you so. I actually think that Sapik is probably, I would say, the best aimer on eyeballers. I think he's got the best mechanical ability. At least the highest ceiling. Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Give it to me, man.
I think Pepsor is the biggest ceiling on this team. I think that the pickup of him has been honestly incredible for the side. I think he's the glue that holds it all together.
I am talking specifically about aim and mechanical ability.
I still think Pepsil's better. I think.
Yeah, cool.
I think
not looking at them as a player in a whole.
Yeah. And Sapek's also kind of been on a downward trajectory in the last couple of weeks. Really, I do expect more from him. I think that's fair to say. But sometimes he goes a little bit absent when eyeballers do really need it.
Yeah, I think that's true. Consistency is definitely a problem with Sapik. I just think his aim is remarkable. He's got such good aim. And I love watching him play. He's got that robotic style about him. So anyway, that's why I kind of have that opinion. It's a fun one. When he has a good game, he really pops off.
Yeah, that is true. I think what's good about the eyeballers and what is a testament to their roster is we can have these conversations, right? We can say, look, all of these players are very gifted. AGO, well, they're also insanely talented. I mean, look at that round. They've been securing deep B control really easily. And it's been of the nature of the incendiaries and the HEs, because that forces eyeballers back behind the door. Then a smoke gets put down instantly, and you can't really do anything about it. Azran has been so dynamic this round, by the way. Started over at B ramp. Now he's in middle. Finds Flusher. And Sapek and Shine need to try and recover this from a 2 versus 5.
Well, we saw AGO win a 2 versus 5 on Mirage, but I don't see it happening here on Ancient. Mari going to be in position to make sure that doesn't happen. Shine gets a kill back. First frag in the round, though, for his team. Finds a second before he goes down. That was inevitable that he would fall, so at least he gets another kill. Before then, no bomb plant. Still probably enough money here for eyeballers to justify an investment, though. Only Sapik who's going to have to settle for the Galil. But from a 2-0 start for eyeballers, they've lost 5 in a row. Yet to win a gun round. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Gun rounds are where you need to get the heavy lifting done.
Yeah, need to come up with a counter as well towards the B play.
That's true.
Hey Joe, this time they actually just kind of reset themselves. They don't want to take deep control. They just want to apply pressure to fight middle. Pepsaw,
Wow.
oh, incredibly low at elbow. Needs to retreat, needs to fall back in. And as an adjustment, Eyeballers, well, they're just going to push straight into the site.
Yeah, they've got side control, but look at how much damage they've taken. 4 of their players have been chipped down towards half health. Only Flusher, who's the healthy individual right now, but they have been able to still find that opening kill. They've also got full control of that B bomb site. Deep smokes in play. Kills continue to come through back and forth right now. Advantage Eyeballers, 2-man advantage for them, in fact, and that might be enough to lock in the round.
Yeah, and Pepsaw on the flank should be a lock-in as well for Mari. And it will be. That's a really nice call from the Eyeballers. As soon as space is being taken by AGO out towards cave and middle, the adjustment just to go up towards ramp and isolate the player on the bomb site, take space beyond the bomb site as well. So you're not fighting cave, you're just completely denying it with utility. You're fighting out towards long and short, you're locking off the CT rotations. It's perfect.
By the way, nice little play there from Enzo. He killed Flusher indirectly by just making a few footsteps in towards the bomb site, so Flusher had to come back in case Enzo was going to go for the ninja defuse. And then, yeah, Flusher dies to the bomb explosion, even though he had full health, just with that huge bomb explosion range on Ancient. But yeah, great round from Eyeballers, the way that they responded and reacted, and they get the job done.
Yeah, really good.
5-3.
It needs to be a little bit more though from the Eyeballers. It can't just be a flash in the pan. And this is much better, right? Aggression in towards middle, trying to isolate the cave fight. But Mari, the combination of the bullets and the utility, deals with Sapek. Red Room now trying to be taken by this T side. Enzo really stuck.
Yeah.
That's going to put it into an even playing field.
Forced forward actually does damage to Pepsaw before he goes down. Look at Tomiko. These guys are so dynamic on the defense right now, and actually Pepsaw, who looks to try trade, ends up losing his life out as well. So many moving parts and moving pieces, but with phenomenal coordination, JW doesn't realize his head is left exposed. And it looks like AGO are about to get themselves back to winning ways. Only Flusher left remaining, posted up on the angle. Tomiko steps into the crosshair. Nice clean kill coming through there from the veteran. Recovers the bomb as well, has some time to play with, but massive job on his hands.
Oh, well, Flusher has got his knife out. Not expecting the push in towards spawn. AGO takes 6, and again, I think this is a benefit of them leading with 5 rifles, because it can be so fluid. Fights can be taken a lot more readily.
Yeah. That's a really good point, actually. They can ping contact off of one another so effectively as well, man. All 5 of these players. We've seen all of them a part of the mix so far. 6-3. Eyeballers have been able to afford a full investment here, but I fear the worst for them if they lose this next round. Keep in mind, this is the Swedes map pick. Oh, JW misses out on a shot there to get the opening kill of the round.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we've seen the AWP purchased at all. JW having a little bit of a look in. Enzo. Leg spotted, but what a trade. How instantaneous is that from Dartreville?
How does the kill feed not indicate that was through the smoke? That's what I want to know. Massive trade. Huge kill coming through onto JW there. AWP dropped. Could be recovered, but 4 versus 4. Starting to use what's left of the utility. There isn't a huge amount. Smoke's been deployed. 1 flash left. They're going to have to use this utility. Actually use their smoke top mid. Darchville wins out a gunfight. Pressure starts to mount in towards middle, but they're going to go back in towards the B bomb site. Mari's a man on a mission. Makes his way down ramp. 4 versus 2 is the name of the game. Shine and Peps are looking to try and make their way through cave in towards the B site, but the defense is already set up. Darchville and Mari, the chief destroys in the round. 4 kills between the 2 of them. They might even finish it off, and they do indeed.
So sick from AGO. Just the constant, again, the pivoting. You've got contact being taken out towards middle. Darcherfield's occupying and holding the angle on cave, which allows Mari the liberty to push down ramp. And whilst Flusher is expecting it, he still isn't at the same time. It still catches him off guard. You know AGO are going to push, you just don't know when. It is just really in-your-face stuff, and it is working out perfectly. It's disrupting any plans that eyeballers have, not even in the mid-round, but just even in the early stages, because you can't gather map control, because it's constantly being taken away from you before you can even get there at times.
Yeah, exactly. So proactive here on their CT side. So much fun to watch as well, right? Really entertaining brand of Counter-Strike being employed here by AGO. Throughout the entirety of Mirage, both C-side and CT side, and here in the first half of Ancients, HE Grenade does so much damage in towards the bottom of middle. Doesn't necessarily stop the Tech-9s from committing to what their initial plan was. Sapik does get 2 there. Man advantage in play now. Astron makes his way in towards the zone. Does Sapik have the read? He does, but he can't get the kill. A bomb site still has been compromised.
Oh, it has, and a little bit of a shaky spray allows Shine to backstab Darcherville. 2 versus 3. Pepsil Shine low. Azran can still undo this round, technically, but his position has been smoked off. So now Mari, maybe he could be the hero for AGO.
He has to be. Massive flank coming through. We've seen the flank from the T side already. Now a flank from the CT side. Mari's spotted the bomb, gone back in towards the temple. He knows what the plan is here from the T side. He knows they want to try and pivot back towards C. That's why Astron makes his way in towards middle. Tech-9 tapping away. Not going to be enough to get the kill. Now Pepsil's trapped and they know where he is.
Yeah, it's just so important that, well, Azran doesn't swing without the help of utility, and the supporting cast is perfect. Pepsor never had a chance. AGO, what a good recovery.
Oh man, they've won 8 of the past 9 rounds here, B-Dog. To be fair, that was a half buy from Eyeballers. Gets incredibly close. They deal a lot of economical damage there as well. So, is a successful round for them getting 3 kills. Need to start making something of this half, though.
Yeah, and I guess that should give a little bit of confidence to the Eyeballers. If you get aggressive, if you want to try and take some more risks, it can work out. But at the end of the day, that's not what they intend to do. Everything slows down. You can see how much more reserved the attack is. Now that they've got their rifles, now that they've invested, they are waiting for a push. And they might be given one here with Darcherville taking all of the space out B.
Oh, Enzo's taking so much damage. He'll go down through the smoke there from Shine. I think that they should actually realize there's a second player to the setup here as well, just because of the audio cues that came through there. And Mari goes down. Tamiko in towards middle. Good for a kill, but traded straight out. Exactly what we needed out of Eyeballers in the round. Darcherville finds a frag. Back 2 versus 3. Keeps this one within contention for AGO. Pressure already on the B bomb side. Darcherville doesn't realize how fast Sapik has progressed. And it's looking a lot better for Eyeballers.
Yeah, much better. Eyeballers are really good at recognizing how much space they can take once they figured out where AGO are. But that's been the difficulty, figuring out where AGO are, because they are so fluid and they are moving so fast all over the map. Azran will have to be a save. You can see that the money is starting to dwindle away from the bank accounts of AGO. Eyeballers will get themselves a 4th on the board. They are still very much within contention of this first half. There's still potential for them to go on a spree of rounds and lock up 7. I think they'd be happy with 6.
I mean, Ancient has become a little bit more T-sided than what it was before. I agree with you, though, that 6 would be definitely enough to feel like they're in with the shout going into the CT side for sure. I think 5, that's going to be a stretch, right? So let's see what these last 3 rounds have in store for us here in the first half of Ancient. Remember, AGO up in the series right now after they won on Mirage 69 in convincing fashion. They just always felt destined to win that map. It never really felt like there was a chance that Eyeballers were going to be able to get themselves in front. So certainly the more impressive of the 2 teams so far.
Well, that's a cool smoke.
Top ramp.
What's a lurker? Oh, okay. So I think you can look out the right-hand side of it. That's really cool.
A little bit of a one-way, perhaps, yeah. Okay, bit of chip damage being exchanged back and forth right now. This is the swing round. This is actually the round that's going to give us an indication of what direction we go in from here.
Yeah, that's true. Both economies on a knife's edge. essential for the Eyeballers to try and pick this one up for AGO. If they lose it, they're going to have to eco.
Oh my word, AGO, 3 players making their way down ramp right now. This is very aggressive from them. Oh, Enzo jumps across, but straight into the crosshair of Sepik, who's able to swing out and find a second kill. Darchival still in position, but he gets traded as well. I mean, that's just such an all-in play coming through from AGO. And with the coordinated aggression we've seen out of them so far, for them to just go so one-dimensional, feels, I feel a bit hard done by here, B-Dog.
Yeah, where's the utility? If you don't have utility for a play like that, don't make it. You're leaving so much, honestly, up to chance there. You're relying on your individuals winning out the gunfights, and sure, they have been, but at the same time, it's very much an all or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You know, that type of a play in maybe like a half-buy or something, I think is decent, but
Yeah.
It's also like, what's the gain? Even if you do get that control, it's like, okay, cool, you get some information, but now you've got 3 players on the polar, you know, on the extremity side of the map there, the extreme side of the map. So, yeah, unfortunately, not really going to amount to much. If you're Eyeballers, you're really happy with that. You don't have to do much in the round there. You just sit up, post it up on angles, and hit your shots when players run into your crosshair.
Oh, wow, they force here. Okay.
8-7. Up for grabs here.
Definitely possible. Looks like a fight's going to take place in towards middle. AGO want to take that control away instantly from the Eyeballers. Zapek now feeling a little bit more confident to take this fight on towards Mari. Full blind, though, of both of the players, so there isn't an altercation right now.
Pressure shifts from Jaguar and Cave over in towards middle, though. Eyeballers looking to be dynamic in their approach. Enzo tucked into the corner, not checked, not cleared. It will be Pepsel, though, who draws first blood in the round. Not able to do much after that, though. Now, that's sort of going to force Eyeballers' hand now, because they've lost that pressure in middle. They've lost that presence and information. They're going to have to commit into the B-bomb site. Although, never mind. They change up. Handbrake.
That's spotted. That's information. But now rotates are so far away.
The round's over.
Yeah, it has to be, right? Yeah, it will be. What a really good mid-round. Again, it looked like, with that kill coming in, we're onto Pepsor in middle, that Eyeballers had to go B. And that was the read that was made by AGO. It looks so telegraphed, but in actual fact, it was all a little bit of misdirection. Eyeballers take a chance, work their way through mid, find Azran, and they know exactly what the setup will be after that. All right, 8 rounds plays 6. This is looking so much better from the Eyeballers.
Yeah, really important. They got their campaign on track. It really, when it was sort of a last chance to lose, to make sure that they made that happen. They were down, what, I think it was 8-3 when they had that really important gun round that they were able to win, and from then they haven't looked back. And this is actually the first time we're actually seeing them in a position where they're putting pressure on AGO, where they're looking like a team we know that they're capable of being. They've got confidence about them. You can see they're looking comfortable on their T side with the mid-round decisions that are coming through from them as well, just in terms of how they're shifting themselves across the map and reading the situation. Happy to change things up on a short notice as well. That's always an indication of a team who have got good communication going on.
Oh, incendiaries exchanged, and well, in fact, kills. But in actual fact, this is going to be an explosion out towards Donut, and Azran could find Flusher here.
He should. No need to go for the knife. Last round of the half just snaps up the kill. Bomb plot will still come through on the A-bomb side, but this is a rare advantage for AGO in these past few rounds, at least. Molly's exchanged. Got a neutral zone right now. Nobody allowed in towards zone.
Oh, but that's a great kill. That's fantastic, because now the players are coming in through Donut, and it's a 2 versus 3. The incendiary is going to force them back, and JW might even have a swing in.
should be job done. There's no way, no kit, absolutely round over. It's just about padding the stats, just about getting kills at this point. Nice first frag there on JW, but the bomb's picked away. It's going to be a 7th round locked in here for Eyeballers. Nice kills for the Polish team, but yeah, just a little bit of fun to finish it off. Bomb explosion will ensure everybody dies on the server. Second half of Ancient will be upon us in a moment.
What a recovery from the Eyeballers. 4 rounds at the tail end of the first half sets them up for success. We said 6 would be pretty good, but in actual fact, they find 7. AGO still your favourites to take the series, but that is because they are a map up to the good. And this is going to be quick. AGO, yeah, very fast playing towards B right now.
There are numbers here for the CT side as well. Set of Julies in play on Peps, or Flush has a pair of his own just on the opposite side of the map. Shine rotates in. CT's in plays, kills come through. Peps or lines them up and knocks them down. Three quick kills there. Gonna be enough to shut down the round before it even begins for AGO.
So every time I see the Julies get killed, I'm just jealous because mine never do this. He will even find a 4th. I mean,
wow.
There's so many bullets in the magazine. Even when he gets blind, he can just kind of press mouse 1 and just try his best. And, well, it works out perfectly. Vision restored, 4 kills in the round for Peps or Eyeballers. He completely make the scoreline level.
Great defense, and I'm right there with you, man. The Julies just looks like there are different sets of pistols when these guys use them. Unfortunately, don't work the same in our hands, B-Dog.
No.
I mean, listen, if we could play and cast, that just wouldn't be fair. So, really, it's just God blunting our ability. Blunting our ability. There's going to be a full eco here from AGO. No investments into the round, just Flocks leading the charge in towards the A site. Julies do some damage, but 4 kills coming through from Shine's MP9. That's $2,400. He's laughing all the way to the bank.
Flusher did so much damage there. Just to the incendiary alone. Perfect response, but again, it's always an AGO eco if they lose the pistol. That's one thing that Eyeballers have been very good at in the series, just winning pistol rounds. It's enabled them to get a few rounds on the board and, or now, create a 1-round advantage. AKs are plenty for AGO, and well, the intent is clear. Look at how quick this is.
Oh my word, so much pace in towards the speed bomb site right now. Pepso gets the first, makes his way back through the smoke into cave successfully as well. You really don't mind this if you're the CT side. Yes, you relinquish control of the bomb site, but look at how much damage they've been able to do. What, was there an airstrike from the B bomb site or something like that? Kill does come back through the smoke for Mari. Is there a kit? There certainly are. There's 3, in fact, and this retake's certainly doable. More than doable for Eyeballers.
I don't think they know how much damage they've really done. Obviously, they are going for it. Smokes off. Enzo. Very stuck. How on earth is he alive?
No damage even taken. He will eventually fall to Sapphik. Now the play starts to be made here for the CT side. They make their way towards the bomb site. Samiko desperately spraying away. Is it who's sticking the diffusers? JW. Asrin pushes through the smoke, gets the kill on the first, and he'll find the kill on JW just before he completes the defuse.
How on earth have AGO won that round? I think they all just stood in a molly for about 2 seconds. Get themselves down to 20 HP is a little bit of a challenge. And then still win the round anyway. That is absurd. Orb comes out as well for JW. Tell you what, though. It's Galils for AGO, because that round was really expensive. Everyone died.
Yeah, massive round. Both teams still have no money in the bank. As you say, everybody dies.
Shout out Flusher, by the way, because he drops JW and AWP and he's playing P250.
I mean, what a homie. Find yourself somebody like that to duo with, guys. And Flusher wishes he had a gun in this position. P250 is still good enough to get a kill at least, but it's going to be the only frag in the round. And now I think AGO are going to be making Eyeballers sweat a little bit here now, man. Just with the way that they've won these 2 gun rounds as well. Very similar start to the T side here on Ancient compared to what we saw on their T side of Mirage.
Yeah. Very fast. And then mind games can begin, right? It can be the slowdown from AGO, but at the same time, Eyeballers will be a lot more resistant to kind of taking fights early. So they'll be ready and waiting. They'll be taking these longer range angles. They'll be sitting right back in towards the bomb sites. And it gives AGO just so much more control inherently. Sapek trying to stay alive will be allowed that luxury. Enzo's picked up the AWP. But I think from that alone, that kind of signifies intent from AGO that they're going to slow things down, maybe just a touch.
Well, we'll have to wait and find out what will happen. I think that AGO are going to look to just continue to try and bully their opponents here as much as they can. Need to proceed with caution coming into the next round. I mean, really only one potential threat there. Sapik with that saved M4. Silenced pistols outside of that, and a great chance for AGO to build their lead to 2 rounds. They were up 8-3. It means that they lost 6 rounds in a row here before they strung together 2 of their own. Should be able to easily add a 3rd to that tally.
Oh. I understand the need for Sapek to do something for his team in a round like this, but now your rifle's not recoverable. Fine, looking to follow in his footsteps, but as discussed, it's a USP. Loss damage has been significant onto AGO, onto Tomiko, onto Azran. It's not a kill. Pepsor sliding in towards B will be helped out by Flusher, but ultimately, I feel like Eyeballers will be hard pressed to even find a kill. Although that's a good start. Enzo does find JW with Pepsor falling as well. It all slots into place for AGO. That round looked a little bit scary, but it was recovered well.
Yeah, and at least they only lose a single player in the round as well, right? Considering how scary it was looking at one point. They'll be happy with that result. And look at the situation Eyeballers find themselves in. Flusher could go for a glass cannon, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be rifles across the board. Going to be a bit light on utility, I think, on the CT side here as well. Coming into this all-important gun round. And the problem here for Eyeballers is if they lose this, it's 13-9 before they get to afford an investment again. Now the question is, how do AGO approach this round here on the T side? Is it going to be pace, as has been the case in most of the T rounds so far? They do play catch for that HE grenade, but they've been able to get themselves in some forward positions here. Molly will be forcing Sapik out into the open. Oh my god, this is bold.
Yeah, but he's got the support in mid from JW. I actually like this push from Sapek. It gets a bit scary if he's not ready for Azran, but he does adjust onto him well.
Oh, Enzo missing a huge shot there. Needed to get that trade there. Level it back into an even numbers game. Big round coming through from Eyeballers. Pepsor still actually playing with fire right now. 6 bullets left in the magazine. More than enough for him to get the kill.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah, it was. Actually even switched to the pistol preemptively, but he was able to get the kill.
This already looks like a save, as it should be. What a really good round from the Eyeballers. The play in towards middle, and Sapek, as he gets forced out of cave, he relays that information to JW, who then comes to support. So even if Azran does eliminate Sapek, for example, up high on shelf, JW is there to just instantly trade.
Yeah, it's true. Was unfortunate, though, that after Enzo peeks out with the AWP, he misses that shot, because that would have made the round look a whole lot different. I don't think AGO approach it the way that they do if they're able to get that trade. Pepsor put the final nail in that coffin there with the kill over towards Jaguar. And it is going to be another round back here for Eyeballers as they keep themselves in contention. They want to reach the chosen land of that 3rd and final map, which would be Overpass.
That'd be a bagging game as well. if we can get there.
Yeah, I think that overpass would actually be a hotly contested affair between these two teams. Enough money in the bank here for AGO to invest into the next. Enzo still has his AWP as well, of course, carried into the round for him. As for Eyeballers, that was a very successful round in terms of them keeping everybody alive.
Yeah, really essential.
Yeah, 4 of the 5. Did Sapper go down there? No, he actually stayed alive, didn't he? He did, yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
Enzo, how have you crossed middle? Okay.
And that's gotten him the kill.
Sure. Wow. AGO.
Rewarded.
Oh, look at the nades. Oh my goodness
Enzo.
me. All right,
Doing it
buddy.
all.
What?
Firstly, bypasses the defense in towards middle to catch Sapper completely off guard, who has no idea how he's going down there. Enzo, don't find a fourth. You devil. You dastardly devil. On for the ace. Misses the shot, though. That would have been the kill to find the 5th frag. Oh, man. Would have been poetic. He deserved it. Pepsol will still go down. What a massive round coming through from Enzo B-Dog.
Wow. I mean, that was cool. That was so slick. That was... It sounds weird as well, but even the delay on extinguishing the incendiary allows Enzo to be in a position where he can safely cross. Because where it comes in late, JW then doesn't peek. And then there's a nade stack. Then Enzo just keeps on finding his rhythm in Donut. Wow, that was just really well played.
I couldn't agree with you more. Did everything perfectly. Ice cold killer, actually. And if they, well, because they've won that round, they've earned themselves an anti-eco. Eyeballers had probably enough money to talk about going for a buy, but they've decided against it. It's going to be upgraded pistols, some Kevlar sprinkled in the mix there as well. Man, they're feeling the pressure here in the series right now. It's the 1-0 bracket on Swiss stage, so not like their lives are on the line at all. Mari going to drop a molly there through the smoke. Push comes through from Pepsor. He's able to find 2. Will eventually get traded, but actually gives his team a bit of a chance in the round.
Yeah, definitely. That bomb needs to be scooped up, planted immediately. And bearing in mind that AGO have got no control, really, anywhere on the map apart from Cave, this gets dicey. Because keep your eye on JW. He is on this flank.
Yeah, it's just about how long they take. Doesn't look like he's keen to commit right now. He's the one who's locking them in, making sure they can't rotate back through middle in towards A. That's a huge frag out of Mario onto Flusher, though. And now JW left remaining will get caught out. Okay, so that round was looking troublesome when Pepsor gets 2 frags, but AGO don't lose a single player thereafter. Good recovery out of them. 13-10 is the scoreline. If they win this next round, they probably win the map, and with that, the series.
Yeah. Certainly does look that way. Shout out Azran as well. Playing really well on Ancient. Said before coming into the series that he's one to kind of keep your eye on, because sometimes he has some very good series, sometimes he goes a little bit absent. Certainly not in this one. Really good showing from him, especially on Mirage as well. AGO contact play out A this time, and there's no one here because of the conditioning AGO put over towards B. It's just Flusher in Donut. He'll now see the utility. Shy's going to be brought over, but he can't see a thing.
Huge execute from AGO. They've got a wealth of control. Enzo misses his molly, though. That could prove to be costly. Flush is able to maintain his position because of the missed molly. He gets 3 frags. That's devastating. That one mistake costs AGO. Eventually, the kill comes through, but just done.
It is ultimately so costly, but at the same time, you've just taken all of the sight. Why are we fighting Donut there? Why is the bomb not being prioritized? There could just be a smoke on it. I guess the argument is, well, if we kill Donut, we've then got the space out towards middle as well. We can start flanking onto the eyeballers. And yeah, I completely agree with you. That Molotov miss cost them the entire round. And now the element of surprise about Contact A plays is no longer in contention.
Yeah, you can normally rely on that at least once in the half, right? Where you catch that CT side off guard and then you force them to put one of their players on notice a bit earlier on. Eyeballers are thinking, well, they did that last round. They're not going to do it here again. So they don't have anybody directly play on the A-bomb side. Astran will show Enzo how that difficult molly is thrown. Forces flushes to smoke himself out of position. Will fly through the smoke, but Astran gets the kill. Looks to lead the charge in towards us. A-bomb side. Shine on the angle. Just cuts him straight down. Shifts his focus towards A. Main. Beautiful second kill out of him. 3v3. Round very much alive here for both of the teams.
Yeah, it hinges a lot on how much Pepsol can achieve on this push alone. Needs to deal with Enzo, who's tucked in behind the big box. Darcheville is on a flank, but he is so far away. If Eyeballers go right now, they've got the advantage.
Absolutely. Darcheville desperately trying to close the gap, but he might actually give up the footsteps about whether Pepsi can hear him or not. Mari out in the open, looks to force the fight. He's gone down and Darcheville's been heard. He'll get cut down by Sapik as well. Beautiful. A second kill coming through from Sapik. Enzo mollied out of position. No chance to win the round. Diffuse being stuck. He'll get cut down by JW. 3 versus 3. Easily converted for Eyeballers.
Yeah, really good retake by the Eyeballers. Solid stuff. And it's just the immediate responses. It's how fast they are rotating in. The fact that Shine gets a double there as well alleviates a lot of pressure and really makes the retake believable. If he only goes 1-for-1, you can see a world in which Eyeballers do end up saving. Saving's not what AGO is going to do, because they invest back in again. And given the intent of 5 players up B, it feels like that's where they're going to head immediately. Mari catches a grenade. Brought down very low off the back of it.
No, Sapik looking to try and do some damage. He's the enforcer. He's the imposer. And he will be the opener of the round. Nico looks to try trade. He will indeed damage on the second. Kill comes through from Shine though. That's the difference maker. That's the kill that makes sure the man advantage remains in play for Eyeballers. JW up until this point hasn't had to make his presence known. Gonna get stepped on by Enzo. Bomb denied by Shine. JW should fall. Takes a lot of damage in the process, does Enzo. Still both the players towards the back of the side. He spots it, but he can't do anything about it. Scores leveled up. And no money in play for Ego either.
Yeah, no bomb plant. Has to be an eco. Eyeballers, again, they're showing their tenacity. Tried to rebuild in Mirage, but it fell a bit short. Rebuilt in the first half of Ancient, and now have come back again. And are in a really good position to put themselves up to 14.
Yeah, should almost certainly get themselves to 14 at this point and get themselves the lead for the first time in an absolute, well, I'd say an absolute age, maybe not that long, but it has certainly been a while. Enzo chases down Shine. Good flashbang there. Shine a dead man, but doesn't look like it's going to do much to rob the round from Eyeballers. But am I getting a bit ahead of myself? Tomiko says you are, Hayes. 2 quick kills coming through from him. Molly's going to be forcing JW towards Long. They know that he's there. Plant will be locked in. And oh my god. The kills are so quick. I don't even know what's going on. B-Dog?
Well. So what happens there is you've got Enzo taking space out towards middle, which anchors in the A players, forces them to fight from Donut. Meanwhile, the actual true intention of AGO is to fight up cave, take space. Pepsol gets dinked down, but the reset and the routing from AGO is always through Jaguar and through the second portion of cave. As all of this altercation is happening, there's a second player, Azran, who keeps pushing forward in Donut, actually finds another kill. And with that, the defense is so dispersed and caught off guard that when the original intention from AGO, the hit from cave comes in, they're not ready for it. There's so many moving pieces to that puzzle. I think that was what was happening. It was hard to keep track of everything in a matter of moments. And then very much at the end of the round, all the kills just fell in favor of AGO.
I think you break that down absolutely perfect. That was a splendid explanation of what just happened before our eyes, which was chaos across the board. You could imagine how sporadic the communication must have been for Eyeballers as they were trying to just regather themselves and figure out what they were going to do in terms of their setup. They figured out what they're going to do here. It's a full force. 3 MP9s are from us and M4 contact in towards middle. AGO pretty much guarantee themselves the win if they're able to pick up this round. And I'm talking about the whole series, baby.
I like this from JW, though. JW. It's perfect with him and Sapek. 2 quick kills. AGO look to fight middle. and they get completely shut down. Mari, almost a desperate spray in mid. Bomb looks to reset itself. And in actual fact, by them falling silent here, Eyeballers don't know where this is going to end up. Flusher can spot out towards the bomb site on default. Utility reigns in. That's going to keep Eyeballers interested. In fact, Flusher gambles on over. No one is home for Eyeballers.
He realizes his mistakes, though. Does start to make his way back in that direction. Dodgeball desperately wants to get a kill, but Flush has fallen. Forces them out from the B side. Dodgeball finds a frag. If he could fall back now and stay alive, that would be golden. Low HP, MP9. That should have been a frag for Dodgeball, but it isn't. Bomb plant comes through. There's A-Kits. It's on JW. He's the one flanking from A main right now. In the meantime, both of the remaining T players have been able to get themselves into donuts. They have a molly between them. There's no smoke on the CT side here, B-Dog. Time's ticked away.
Yeah, this looks really good. Really good. And AGO, that's brave, just keeps on fighting. Enzo strikes down 2. And surely that's the round over. JW would rather spare his blushes and hold on to the AK-47. But you can bet a large amount of money that Mari will be hunting for him, trying to find him. It's a tussle.
Go for it.
And it's a jig, but no, instead JW slides back in towards A main. 2 series points potentially for AGO, and the money for the Eyeballers is in dire straits.
Not going to get a better opportunity than this for AGO to win the series, man. What a massive salvage coming through in that previous round. They were down 5v3, and it's not even like they were able to get any control off the back of that 5v3. Not like they got a bomb plant or something. They had nothing to show for those 2 players they'd lost. Dodgeball fakes over towards the B side. Andy gets a kill. They found the frag on Flusher over towards A. Eyeballers had no idea what was going on. 3v3. Enzo so aggressive in that post plant in Donuts as well. Forward position taken up. Catches out those rotating CTs. Oh my god, AGO. This is being done on hard mode right now, but they're on the brink of getting the job done.
I mean, look at this. 4 out middle this time for the T side. Smoke's thrown on. Okay, that's a little bit of a fake from Flusher to kind of make AGO doubt that there's someone in that smoke. You can hear them spamming it on through. Enzo actually finds JW, though. That's a good opening. Darcherville, this angle is crucial, but he moves off it, then snaps back on for 2. There's a 3rd player waiting in the wings, but the damage could already be done. And it's just Flusher with a 5-7.
No way back in. Asheron will be finishing off Flusher 16-13 for AGO, and with that, they win the series 2-0. It was a far more dominant performance on Mirage. You and I were both on a Satchar and Ancient thinking, okay, Eyeballers should take this to a decider. We should see the lights of Overpass, but it does not happen. 2-0. That was impressive.
It was, but also it was costly for the Eyeballers. It's a Tech 9 round that then falls into a 5 versus 3 in their favor, and let's be honest, they should have picked up those rounds. But shout out to AGO, really good showing here. Yeah. And they're starting to show little resurgences of what we got out of Los Cogutos when they started hitting their peaks. And if AGO can keep up in this manner, I'm really excited to see what they can provide over the next couple of months.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it as well. They get themselves into the 2-0 bracket of the Swiss Stager and the West Europe Series 2. A chance to go 3-0, give them some favorable seeding going into the playoffs as well. Keep in mind, they came through the play-in, so they're making a wonderful run right now, and they've got 3 chances to qualify, B-Dog.
Yeah, they do, and they set themselves up perfectly, right? It's just one more best of 3 win. They put themselves up high. For Eyeballers, look, it's 1-1. It's still all to play for. It really isn't the end of the world, but they'll watch that game back, they'll review the demo, and they'll think, what could have been? Because there was a number of rounds in which they definitely could have secured more off their advantages, and I think it was, well, you cast your mind back to Mirage, the 2 versus 5, the 2 versus 4. There was so many situations in which Eyeballers were on top, and then just gave AGO a route back in. But that concludes the first best of 3 of the day. Coming up in about an hour or so, it's going to be Harvu taking on Spirit Academy. We'll see you then.